very much. Sisters and brothers, make some noise. Oh, how do I love labor notes.
We love you too, Karen!
Stop you some trouble!
That's my middle name. So first of all, I want to thank you all for making the trek to Chicago, the center for all neoliberal craziness. We have a whole university just to study it and promulgate it on the other side of town, close to where I live. But what I want to tell you is it's such an honor to be asked to come welcome every single troublemaker from every union across. The labor movement is at a crossroads. And it's been at this crossroads for a very long time. And we all have some choices that we're going to have to make. You either take the direction to rank and file social justice unionism, where you're not only just battling for your own bread and butter, but you have to battle for the bread and butter of every single worker who is unionized or not. Because they are picking us off one by one.
That's right.
I am so tired. So let me just tell you, speaking of breaking news, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's happened in Chicago and in Illinois in the last few days. So many of you may know that we are in a battle for pensions. Now somewhere, what I realized that this battle for pensions is very similar to the battle for Common Core. Okay? So in the Common Core, state standards, or cha-ching, cha-ching for Pearson, etc., they want children to do what's called close reading. So they want you to read a passage with absolutely no context for it. Think about this. We are going to be training children to read without context. If you do not understand the world around you, how are you ever going to make a choice that isn't about compliance and fear? Because that's what they want. They want us all afraid. We are in a country now where people say, you should be happy to have a job. I don't think you should be happy to have a job. Thank you. You should be happy to have a job so that anything anybody does to you, strip away your dignity, keep you on your knees, you should be happy.
No.
I'm not singing that song. What I am telling you, sisters and brothers, is that we are moving in the wrong direction. We are moving in a direction where, for a few crumbs from the table, we are fighting each other over. There's something wrong with that. That's not unity, that's not solidarity, and it certainly isn't the way union leadership should be thinking about its members.
Right.
Don't go do sellout work and then try to sell that to your members. It is not okay that if a person retires today at $33,000, I don't know in what planet that is a lot of money, but let's just say $33,000. It will take you 20 years to earn $40,000. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm not making this up. It will take you 20 years to earn $7,000 more. At which time it will be worth less than 20. And you have to pay out of your paycheck, so your paycheck decreases, your benefit decreases, but somebody is sitting around here telling me that's a good deal. See, that's why they didn't have me in the room in the first place, because I can do arithmetic. So I'm telling you, sisters and brothers, it is our responsibility to hold leadership accountable. Because if you don't, they will come selling you all kinds of paper that isn't worth what it was when it was in some tree somewhere. Okay? I'm telling you seriously. So what I hope is that each and every one of you spend the time in labor notes, not just listening and learning, but participating. It is so important that we share our experiences, that we share our processes. Because when we do this, we're all stronger. I met dynamic, interesting people at labor notes. I was in a class with Tim. And I got inspired. We have to remember, it's the small victories, not the big splashy ones, even though we like our red CTU. CTU in the house. We like that too, but sisters and brothers, we have to continue to celebrate our victories. And remember, it's step by step, but we still cannot continue along the lines where we give up our pensions willingly because they're offering false choices. Take this cut or nothing. That's not a choice. That's not a choice. That's where you're going to shoot me here or here. I'm still shot. And this is Chicago. So what I'm saying is that when we stand together, we are so much stronger. But if we let them pick us off one by one, then we will get our just desserts. Sisters and brothers, take this time, enjoy this confab. Because I'm going to tell you, you are going to be excited when you walk out of here on Sunday. You are going to have ideas that you are ready to take back. And I hope you all report back. It is so important to share. And it is so easy to forget once you walk out of these doors. But I welcome you wholeheartedly to Chicago. And if they don't work you to death, because you know labor notes have you in 40 different workshops at once, take a little time, go into the city and enjoy the city. If you haven't seen Haymarket, it is so worth it. But I do want to thank you for making the trek from wherever you've come from. And understand this, sisters and brothers, we will be with you every step of the way. Do not go it alone. Take your sisters and brothers with you. But most of all, make a friend. Talk to some people you've never seen before. Exchange cards, exchange phone numbers, whatever it is. Find somebody new. Because this is how we continue to grow. Welcome to Chicago. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I feel like this is the Ed Sullivan Show, and I'm getting to play after the Beatles. Boy, it's a tough room. I tell you, it's great to be back at Labor Notes. And it's great to be up here with these speakers. She was incredible. She always is. It gets bigger and better every time. This is my third convention here, and we passed a resolution on my e-board, and we allotted $10,000. We brought rank and file members out here. And it is great. It's so valuable. My members always, they come back and they talk about it for days. So anyway, after Hoffer took over the International a few years ago, a friend of mine stayed on as an organizer. I had been an organizer there, and he told me, hey, Tim, you know how you keep your job at the International? You keep your head below water. I said, there's only one problem with that. You can't breathe if you keep your head below water. There are too many labor officials out there who are trying to keep their head below water, while corporate America is trying to drown us all together. Listen, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a big guy. I don't hide well. And when I fight, I bring a crowd. On February 26th, UPS fired a 24-year veteran driver in New York City, and 250 drivers walked out with him in protest. They walked out, they delivered their message to UPS, and then they walked back in and they delivered their packages. UPS fired every one of them. Most of them are still working, but they all have termination notices. Management says they're going to be fired as soon as they can get replacements for them. On Monday night, UPS chose 20 drivers, randomly chose 20 drivers out of 250 and fired them. Justice is blind. Justice is not random. These charges will not stand. As soon as it started, I tried to sit down with the company and settle this deal. I extended an olive branch. Now, I'm going to segue into an old story here, and some people are probably going to cringe when I say this. I worked for a man named Ron Carey. I don't know how many people in this room remember him. 30 years ago, Ron Carey said to me, extend the olive branch with your left hand. And if they don't take it, you keep an ice pick.
Damn right!
Anyway, I extended the olive branch, and UPS, shoved it up my ass. So now I've got the 2x4 out.
Damn.
We've mobilized our members. We've organized public support. How many people in this room signed the petition that was online? Thank you. In 2 weeks, over 100,000 people signed that petition to UPS to reverse the discharges and settle this. We joined forces with other unions. We've gotten support from political officials. The Working Families Party has been an incredible ally. They are fantastic. I have never been a member of a party. I've always been independent. I am joining the Workers' Family Party. Yesterday on the steps of the City Hall, we had the public advocate, who was the number 2 person in the city government. We had the comptroller there. And they told UPS, if you don't do right by workers in this city, then the city will not do right by you. They're threatening to pull a $43 million state contract with UPS. They're threatening UPS with doing away with their parking ticket deal. UPS generates millions and millions of dollars in tickets, and the city lets them pay about 10%, 5%, just to get over with. So, the controller said, this will not end this way. And he's right. We'll continue to fight till every one of those 250 drivers are reinstated. When we fight to win. UPS makes over $4 billion a year. But at the bargaining table, the International Union gives the company concessions. Somebody tell me why that happens. UPS isn't the only company in the Teamsters, but it's the biggest, and we pay the most dues. When the IBT makes givebacks, they're sending a message to every employer. The concession stand at the Teamsters Union is open. Well, in Local 84, we decided to send a different message. The concession stand is now closed. changed our bylaws back before we got in office. We had a rank and file group, and we changed our bylaws to mandate that there be rank and file members on the contract committee every step of the way. And let me tell you something, I do not know how you negotiate a contract without having rank and file members in that room while you're doing it. I haven't driven a UPS truck since 1996. I don't have the expertise that these people have in their room when the company tries to present something. You need those people in that room to let you know what's really going on. Here's what we did. We formed a contract action team. When the international announced we were negotiating early, I don't know why we were negotiating early, we're negotiating early, we took contract surveys to every building. We got over 3,000 members to fill out the surveys and tell us what was important to them. We held parking lot rallies. We have got a 15-foot inflatable fat cat. We had it custom made, and the fat cat's got a diamond pinky ring, and he's holding a UPS driver by the throat. That made the tour of every building in the local. The company really likes that thing. They really do. Yeah. But every action we took was designed to bring members together and send UPS a message. If you want to come with us concessions, we will vote no and send it back. But every member knew what was going on along the way. So at the table, the power that we had was the 6,000 members behind us, united, knowing what was going on. They weren't kept in the dark. So many Teamster members across this country knew nothing that was going on in this contract. We constantly updated them. So, negotiations did not go smoothly. The International stepped in and called us to come down, so we did, after protesting a few times, but we came down. And they asked me, what will it take to settle this? Well, the members told me what it would take. We hadn't had a pension increase in over 12 years. I said it's going to take $4,000 in the pension by the end of this contract. That's a $400 increase. We didn't pull this number out of the air. We had our actuaries. We knew what we could do. We knew what could happen. So their reply was, what about 3,700? I said, no. So they came back and they said, we think we can get you to 38. What's your bottom line? $4,000. They walked out of the room. So we went back to New York. We had parking lot meetings. We prepared our members to vote no. And guess what? UPS came back. We got the $4,000. We want 150 new full-time jobs in the local. Part-timers spending way too much time before a full-time opportunity comes up. A minimum of 150 new full-time jobs. We run a grievance procedure so members get faster justice. When we took office, we had 300 backlogged arbitration cases with none of them filed. If a member gets fired, he's on the street for a year before he gets for an arbitrator. We actually, anybody from 705, we copied 705's panel deal now, so we're going to have a union panel. We should be able to go through most of these cases very shortly. So, you know, union power is not something you declare in a press release. It's something you build, worker to worker, mobilizing workers, involving their families. That was one thing that Ron Carey always talked about. He encouraged us to bring our kids to the union meetings. And then he started cursing, so nobody wanted to. I think the members are waking up. I think they're tired of being underwater. In the Teamsters Union, members voted no in record numbers to reject concessions at UPS Freight, the biggest freight company in our union. By voting no, the members won some improvements. Not enough, but they received reversed some health care cuts. But there's something even bigger going on here. By voting no, these members were saying yes to union power. We have the power. It just needs to be focused and driven. They're saying yes to fighting back. They're saying yes to change in our union. Labor Notes is about putting the movement back in the labor movement, and that's exactly what we need. The Teamsters is America's most powerful union, with members in trucking, warehouse, logistics, on the rail. We have the power to move America or shut it down. It's time we put that power to work. Corporate America doesn't care what logo you wear on your jacket or even if you have a union card in your wallet. Standing there with my brothers and sisters yesterday on the steps of City Hall, it became crystal clear to me. We are all in this together. We won't win by keeping our heads underwater. We've got to organize. We've got to bring a crowd. We've got to fight to win. Thank you.